Hello everyone, look at these beautiful summer cottage earrings. They are just amazing and perfect for a summer outfit. Would you like to know how to make them? Follow along and watch this video. Hello dear friends, I'm Olena and I'm welcome to my YouTube channel. In one of my previous videos, I showed you that I got some new floral sticky paper with a summer theme. Very beautiful cottage style flowers. I decided to test how they would look, so I'm making new earrings especially for summer and for the garden. In this video, I'll be testing this foil, some other materials, and also washi paper with a summer theme. I'll show you what happens and how everything turns out. I'll be using wooden blanks. It's actually quite interesting. My friend bought these blanks, 60 in a bag, for just $1, and they even include hooks and jump rings. She found them on Amazon during the warehouse clearance. As I said, one bag with 60 blanks costs only $1, so she bought 7 bags. So today I'll be using these blanks. I already put them in a box and I'll see how many earrings I can make. I'll start with a few. I also have some other blanks. As you may remember from another video, I used acrylic paint to prepare some blanks in different colors, mostly white, black, and purple. Today I'll use some plain ones, not colored, but we'll see how it works, especially with washi paper. My husband has already colored the backs of some blanks with wood markers. I also use a few blanks painted white acrylic. Also, I don't have many left because I use them in another project. I probably need to paint more later. We'll see. For now, this is enough. If I need more, I'll make more as I go. So let's start. I have 3 different materials I'm going to use for the front. First, a clear, transparent sticky foil with a very gentle floral design in different colors. I want to see how it works, especially on white blanks. Second, a cottage theme foil with lots of flowers. I really like this one. And third, washi paper rolls. This is a paper with summer flowers and butterflies. I actually made a collection of these earrings about a year ago with more designs, and it sold out quickly because people really like this style. I also like these wooden blanks I got from my friend because they are protected by a thin plastic film on both sides. That means I can work on the front without worrying about damaging the back. Before applying the foil or washi paper, I remove the thin plastic layer from the front. It's easy to do. Now you can see the surface. It's shiny and smooth. I leave the back covered so if I use paint or varnish, it stays protected. I don't know yet how the foil and washi paper will behave, so I'll test both. I'll use some blanks without any paint as well. I'll start with washi paper because I've used it before. It's white, so it works perfectly on white blanks, but it can also go on raw wooden ones. First, I choose the design for a pair of earrings, two matching pieces. It's easy to find similar patterns. As I said, I don't know how many I'll make today. By the way, someone commented on my previous video that this is garbage and people shouldn't watch it. But you know what? This is art. It's made of love, with love, and people truly enjoy it. Even if you're not making it for sale, but for friends or family, it still matters. If you put love into your creation, that's what makes it valuable. And yes, I do make a lot of pieces because I participate in big festivals and markets. And I know people like this type of jewelry. That's why I want to be ready for summer. So I've chosen a couple of designs and now I'll start placing them on the surface. I remove the paper from the backing. It's very easy and apply it to the wooden blanks. The paper covers it completely, which I really like because it means I don't have to change the background color. Of course, in my opinion, it would look even better on a white painted base. But I want to show you honestly how it looks on a natural wooden blanks as well. Now I place the paper on top of the blank and it's time to cut the edges. I'll trim them more precisely later. Right now I want to show you the general result. When I finish with varnish or epoxy, I'll check everything again and make sure the edges are clean and neat. Here is the first pair. Now I'm working on some others and I'll use these new blanks. The paper is quite sticky, so I don't need any glue for the washi paper. As I said, I've used it before, really like it, and still have some left, so I'm very comfortable working with it. I'll cover the top later, either with varnish, epoxy, or Mod Podge. I haven't decided yet. I'll think about it. But look at this. It's very beautiful. Now I'm going to use the new foil sticky paper, the floral foil. These are different designs. One is pink, and I think these are poppies or similar flowers. Again, I tried to match designs for a pair. I've already cut a couple, so let's see how they look on a blank. Sometimes you expect something to look great, but when you finish, you are not completely happy, so we'll see. This fall is neither too thick nor too thin, I would say medium, and it's actually quite good. It's very sticky, even more than the washi paper. So I start with the first earring, then the second. Very easy, very simple process. After that, I cut the edges with a craft knife. It's a bit more difficult to work with that paper, but still precise and manageable. So I trim the edges, and here's the result. This is how all three foil types look. As I said, I used three different foil designs. My cottage theme, I realized I need more blanks, so I decided to color some in blue to create a kind of sky effect. And meanwhile, look at the spring outside. It's so beautiful. Everything is starting to bloom, even so it's still cold. These colors, these flowers, they really inspire me to create. So here is the washi paper collection. As you can see, I use two types of blanks, teardrops and squares. This is a full set, and I think they look very pretty. I colored the edges with a white professional marker and some with silver and gold edges. The only issue with white is that you usually need 2 or 3 layers, or you can use acrylic paint instead. We'll see what works better. So this is the washi paper part. As you can see, everything looks nice, but there's still a lot of work to do. I haven't removed the plastic from the back yet. And here's the part with the adhesive foil. Again, very beautiful, very soft, very elegant. It works perfectly with these blanks. I'm very happy with the result. There's still quite a bit of finish and work left, but the edges are already trimmed. And here's one piece I made early as a test. So now I need to finish the rest. And this is the third part of the collection. It's made with a summer cottage floral foil and it looks fantastic. Probably one of my favorites. Just look at these rich, beautiful colors. The blue background works like a sky, and that's why the flowers look so natural. I still have some of this foil left, so I probably use it later. But really, these colors are amazing. This is my favorite. I don't know about you, but I'm very happy with this cottage garden theme. Here I also tried it on a white background and it looks fantastic. This too I made early to test the foil and see how it works. Now it's time to finish the edges and color them. For the white blanks, I'm using white acrylic paint. My husband decided to help me, and while my cat is wandering around, we're working on the edges. As I said, we are using white acrylic paint, and for some pieces, I used gold paint on the edges. Look at this. When the sun is shining, the flowers looks almost alive. Now the edges are ready and we have applied the first layer of professional varnish. I usually apply 2 layers. While they are drying, I can go outside, spend some time with my cat. Sonia really likes these earrings and always wants to be around. Now we applied the second layer and everything is done. Sonia, of course, wants to be in the center of attention. She loves my studio desk and doesn't like it when I take over her place. So here we are. We have a fully finished set ready to assemble. I'm very happy with the result. They look fantastic. I also prepared and colored some new blanks for future projects. Now we start assembling. As you can see, I'm using steel hypoallergenic hooks. They are very good quality. We already removed the protective plastic from the back, so it looks a little messy during the process, but this is how it comes together. And honestly, they look just gorgeous. I don't even know which one I like best. All 3 types of material work perfectly. This summer cottage floral collection turned out amazing. I'm really happy with the result. Here's the bag, very clean and neat. These blanks are just perfect for this type of earrings. Please tell me what you think. Write in the comments. You can also purchase these earrings in my Etsy store. They're not expensive. Oh, I forgot to mention, for this three I used epoxy. And it looks amazing too. For others, I used professional varnish so you can see the difference. But overall, I'm very happy with both finishes. The varnish looks very good, and on the back, I used a wood coating as well. So see you in the next video. Let me know if you like it or not. This entire collection is now assembled, and my friend who helped me with these blanks is very excited. See you soon in the next video.